Oh man, stupid. But anyway, this is from USA Today. It says Trump set sights on National African American History Museum. Oh boy, yeah. Uh, I'm gonna play this video. Why not? Let me see. Play this video.
President Trump issued an executive order to examine national monuments, memorials, and statues to remove language that, quote, inappropriately disparage Americans in an effort to fight the
Translation: anything that talks about white people in a negative light, gotta get rid of it, and also embraces black people, even though black people built this country. Really, in all actuality, black people should have every museum in every city in this country because we built. I'm pretty sure black people built every city that we have, and white folks just colonizers. But I ain't gonna go into all that. Let me continue. But it's DEI though. DEI's the problem.
DEI. Here is what now. Why did the president issue this order?
He has argued that too much of our nation's education systems, our museums, some of our national parks are spending a lot of time on the failings of America instead of the things that made us great or
Well, the things he's targeting like did make America prosper. America's never great. I don't like that word great. Make America prosper like black people, indigenous people, Hispanics, the immigrants that they want to deport, you know. Yeah, like, it's all about, instead of saying that, what happened on Thanksgiving, for example, um, they the pilgrims committed a genocide on the Indians. Nah, let's make it like they all hold hands around the Thanksgiving table and sung Kumbaya, and they helped each other, and which that wasn't true. Later on I found out, because that's why you need to read your own books, because in grade school they taught us that that lie. So yeah, but yeah. Oh God, like, yeah, surprised by this.
show that we are becoming an even more successful country. Under President Biden, the National Park Service really ramped up the number of sites that try to tell the stories of Americans whose voices have not been heard as often as they might have been. Memorials to Emmett Till, memorials to folks who have been lynched, to slavery, to the enslavement of people from Africa, and
See, really, what this is all about. I'm gonna read the article, but what this is all about is that, yeah, they want to erase all of the bad moments in American history. They want to take away all of that and embrace the white history. Like, so. All right, y'all, I'm done with that. Now let me read the thing. It says, make it bigger for y'all. There you go. It says Adam Sanchez remembers tears streaming down a student's face as his high school left the lower level of the National Museum of African American History and Culture a few years ago. Everyone understood had why he had tears in his eyes, said Sanchez, a former high school history teacher. Sanchez gathered his students there on a field trip from New York City in a quiet space to reflect on his exhibits on slavery and Middle Passage. It was a powerful experience for all of them, he said. The Smithsonian Institution Museum opened with much fanfare 9 years ago. It has been lauded for its mission to share the good and bad experience of black experience, share the good and bad of the black experience in America, including slavery. Now, it's also the sites of President Donald Trump, who called this work part of a widespread effort to rewrite our nation's history. No, just like the book banning shit in Florida a few years ago, like they're just trying to get rid of all of that, all the shit to make white folk look bad. That's what they're trying to do, like, that's why you had Ron DeSantis said that, that black folk learn a lot of good things from slavery, like paraphrasing, but that's what he said. Like, yeah, I mean, this how these motherfuckers feel, man. Like they don't want the younger generation to learn the true history of slavery and the true history of what happened to indigenous people. No, let's get rid of that's all. That's DEI. It's DEI. Let's get rid of it. That's what Trump would say. Um, it says um, it says museum in our nation's capital should be places where individuals go to learn, not to be subjected to ideological indoctrination. I mean, to be honest with you, our books kind of got that now. They open up a little bit, but still indoctrination or divisive narrative that distort our shared history. Oh God. Um, Trump said in the recent executive order about parks and museums. So translation, so you saying that learning more history about Black people is indoctrination, but you the same motherfucker that will agree that what really happened with the Pilgrims and the Indians, like that, yeah, you agree with that. See, you don't want to tell the whole truth, man. These people are assholes. Um, it's not clear what Trump's directive will mean for the National African American Museum, if anything. But its director Kevin Young stepped down on April 4th, more a little more than a week after Trump's executive order. So basically, my thing is he might try to shut it down. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Um, Let me see. A museum which hosted 1.6 million visitors in 2024 serves as a cornerstone in the preservation of African American history. A number of community leaders and organizations in its defense, from slavery to civil rights to the cultural innovations that continue to shape the world. The museum ensures that these stories are not forgotten, denied, politicized, the National Council of Negro Women said in a statement. Um, I mean, see, that's what they trying to do. They're trying to politicize history, which history happens. I thought you read history to not only learn it, but try to learn from your mistakes and make the world better. Like that's what I thought. But these motherfuckers are saying is that history is indoctrination and we get rid of it. God damn, boy. Oh lordy. Anything under the sun is suspectable, said Vadek Coleman Robertson, the director of the Association of African American Museums. It would be a travesty to not have your culture specific museum anywhere in the country, but definitely in the nation's capital. Let me see. Let me see. Go down a little bit more. It says Trump said in recent order restoring truth and sanity to American history. He complained that Smithsonian has come under the influence of diverse race-centered ideology. I like these fools said you're making it all about race. It's not about race. It's about the good history of America. Bro. Oh God. This shift has promoted narratives that portray American and Western views and inherently harmful and oppressive. He said. Oh man, it hurts. Oh, it hurts. The racist white man fifis that. Oh no, that learning about the true meaning of slavery and what really happened. And man, wow. If that hurts you got a problem. My thing is learn from it. Stop bitching and moaning about it and trying to get rid of it. Learn from it and try not to be like your ancestor was. Idiot. Those teachings make America look bad and undermine its achievements, Trump and some conservatives have said. We will restore the Smithsonian Institution to its rightful place as a symbol of inspiration and American greatness. Translation, make it white again. Yeah, make the Smithsonian white again. Let's get rid of all that DEI woke black people stuff. Uh, uh, it calls for Vice President J.D. to join in a role with the Smithsonian Board of Regents to help map out new policies. It prohibits spending on exhibits or programs that degrade the shared American values, divide Americans based on race, or promote programs or ideology inconsistent with federal law and policy. Oh man, Trump never ceases to amaze me, man. I mean, so basically, he's saying he's gonna no federal grants for that museum to keep it running because you got to pay the people that learn this stuff. Got to pay the people that check people in. You got to maintain it, keep it clean. You know, so basically he's gonna try to destroy it.